Welcome to Lecture 2, where we shall further elaborate on source documents. In accounting, each and every transaction has to be documented or should be recorded on a source document. The source document serves as an evidence that the transaction indeed took place. It's also used to input information in the financial records. In the previous Lecture 1, we identified 11 source documents for the purpose of our syllabus. In this lecture, we shall define each one of them. Also, you need to know the order in which they will be issued. A scenario would be more appropriate to understand the relevance of each source document. Gary has just opened a shop selling school stationery. And he wants to order stationery from Atlas, the largest manufacturer and supplier in the country. Initially, Gary will need a document called a quotation from Atlas, so that he can establish prices that he may have received from various other suppliers. Normally a quotation will contain information such as the quantity required, details and description of goods required and the proposed price. When Gary is satisfied with the conditions of Atlas, as mentioned in the quotation, he will then prepare a document called a purchase order and send it to Atlas. The purchase order is sent to Atlas as a request to supply the goods and services required. It will generally contain almost the same information as in the quotation. As soon as Atlas receives Gary's purchase order, it will then issue a document called a sales order, based on the same information as provided by the purchase order. And the sales order document is then sent to the stores department, for processing of the order. When the order has been processed by the store department, the goods will be dispatched to Gary, accompanied by another document issued by the store, called the Goods Dispatched Note, as an evidence that the goods have left the store of Atlas to be delivered to Gary. The Goods Dispatched Note must normally be matched with the purchase order, as a confirmation that the correct goods have been dispatched. Now, when Gary receives the goods, he need to check them physically to ensure they are of the correct quality and quality. This is done by checking them against the purchase order that Gary had issued. When Gary is satisfied, he will then issue a document called the Goods Received Note, as an evidence that he has indeed received the correct quality and quantity of goods. You should note that up to now, we have not used any of the information in these source documents to record in our books. In the next lecture, we shall consider those source documents, whose information will be entered in our books of account. And that's it for Lecture 2. Please select the next video in the playlist to continue learning. Please note that you can purchase these courses at affordable prices. Visit our website studybuddy.training-online.eu. Register yourself for free by entering the relevant information and then check your inbox for a verification mail. Sometimes, you may find the verification mail in your spam box. Select on the link given and set your password. Go to the eShop section and purchase any course you want and learn at your own pace.